Hey, everybody, those of you in California, but this is something that the nation needs to know about. But those of you in California, listen up. Just now, breaking news. Breaking news. The Council for American-Islamic Relations, CAIR, by the way, which currently is being investigated by the Department of Justice. But the Council for American-Islamic Relations, their action group, which is their political or their political influence part of CAIR, has just endorsed for Governor of California, Tom Steyer. Muslims want Tom Steyer to be the governor of California. That's all you should need to hear or to know. Muslims, Council for American-Islamic Relations, they are endorsing, supporting, and standing with Tom Steyer, which means this, everybody. This is big time. Listen, Muslims will be told by their Imams in their mosques in California to A, register to vote, and B, vote for Tom Steyer. So here's the thing. I have almost zero confidence that Christians will show up to vote based on the facts. The data of elections regarding Christian involvement in not only general elections is very, very poor and very, very small, but midterms are even worse. A lot of candidates want to get the Christian let me rephrase that. There's a lot of Christians who think that candidates need their votes in California, but that is actually not true. The Christian vote almost doesn't matter in California because there are probably more professing Christians in California than any other state, simply by the numbers. We have over 40 million people in California, and there's a lot of, quote, Christians, quote, in California. But if that were true, those big numbers, if that were true, California would be a completely different place. The truth of the matter is, we are seeing a great move, a trend in the United States of Muslims getting elected. And why? Because Christians allow it. Christians are okay with that. Why do I say that? Because they don't vote. They stay home. I'm not saying Christians vote for Muslims. I'm saying Christians surrender the vote to Muslims because the Christians don't go and vote. Have you guys ever played the game Battleship? You ever played that game before? The game Battleship, you basically, if you just sit there and let the enemy on the other side of the table launch their torpedoes at you, you're going to sink. They're going to get all your ships. But what you do is you counter in the game Battleship. You fire back and you sink your enemy ships before they can sink you. But if you never fire back, then you are going to lose. If Christians don't vote while all the Muslims vote, then listen, none of you Christians can ever complain about what went wrong. Okay? Ask the Christians in New York City. Well, if there's any Christians in New York City, because where were the churches in New York City when Zoran Mandani was running for mayor and won, and now has turned Times Square and other places into no-go zones for Islamic prayer on Friday afternoon? And on top of it, why isn't everybody showing the radical rise of protest, violent protest in New York City since he was elected because of anti-Semitic Jewish hatred? Why is anybody talking about it? Here's the thing. If pastors don't inform their people in California as to how to vote and the Judeo-Christian responsibility of being stewards over the liberties and freedoms God has given us, my goodness, even Ben Franklin knew that. When they asked Ben Franklin, what kind of government have you guys given us? He said, a republic if you can keep it. Well, we haven't been able to keep it. And we're on the verge, everybody. We're on the verge. In Los Angeles, there's a Muslim running for mayor. And now we've got a man running for governor who will have Islamic money. That means money will come in from probably Qatar and other places. And you'll probably hear Tucker Carlson singing Tom Steyer's praise, and Candace Owens will probably pile on and say how great Tom Steyer is. But Tom Steyer, a billionaire who is a lunatic, who so many Democrats in Sacramento who are in office, they don't want him even elected. But wow, what an endorsement. The Muslims of California want Tom Steyer. How are you going to stop that? Well, look, it's a free country. You can vote any way you want. But I'm personally voting for Steve Hilton. He's got a plan, by the way. He believes in upholding the Constitution. And I was with him last night with about a couple hundred pastors. And this question came up about, Steve, what are you going to do about Sharia law in California? And he said that he's going to create a legal standard against Sharia law in California because Sharia is unconstitutional, un-American, and 100% unacceptable. So usually when people say things like this, or when I say things like this, people will start screaming Islamophobe. Don't worry about it. That's an old Muslim tactic that has been used throughout Europe for about 1,000 years. So don't worry about that. Just know this. Muslims will be voting for Tom Steyer. Who will the Christians be voting for, even if they vote? Most of them don't vote. Pretty pathetic. We need to wake up, stand up, and do the right thing. Register to vote, everybody. Now, voting has already started a week ago. I'm sorry, not a week ago. Today's Friday, Monday. 5 days ago, voting started in California, and I'm voting for Steve Hilton. I'm voting for Michael Gates. I'm voting for Gloria Romero. I'm voting for, a senior moment is creeping in. No, Herb, for controller. His first name's Herb. You can fill in his last name. If you guys know it, I forgot it. But a lot of other great people on the ballot, but you have to be informed and know how to vote. So I'm just blown away. Came right across my phone. Council for American-Islamic Relations Action endorses and supports Tom Steyer for governor of California. That's all you should have been able to need to know, to hear, to make sure that you vote to stop that from happening, just like you would in the board game Battleship. We are at war, and spiritual entities are clearly involved.